next one that is the next, but it's the least voted one in the community polls of which one you think was a great intended horror sequel, but you felt like it was the final nail in the coffin. I just did for Jason Goes to Hell, which was the second, which was like the third least voted one, but this is the least voted one, which was Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare, aka Fright Nightmare on Elm Street 6. And I even have the poster right here, which is really damn awesome. They don't say the line from them on the DVD, but they have a tagline. They save the best for last. Finally reviewing this movie. And of course, this was the least voted one in the poll, but I actually enjoy this movie. This movie's a lot of fun. This was a lot better than The Dream Child because that movie was really dull and boring, and that had a lot of mess with its script and its story. But all in all, I actually do enjoy Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. It's a lot of fun. And this was actually the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie I saw before I went to go see Freddy vs. Jason in theaters. But yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Dead, Final Nightmare, Part 6. It's the sixth film in the series. The movie starts off with this character named John Doe. We just never get his name, but he's just a John Doe character that don't know who he is and he has no name, no identity. Gets tormented by Freddy in his dreams and then gets tossed into a real world out of the Elm Street dream world. And one leads to another. He doesn't know who he is. He gets picked up. He goes to a shelter, meets up with this character named Maggie, who's played by Lisa Singh, and he doesn't know what's his story. Like he doesn't know who he is. He keeps having limbo dreams about meeting with Freddy and stuff, and has weird connections with him. And one leads to another. He keeps having dreams about this little girl and stuff. Like keeps following him into like Nightmare on Elm Street dreams. And of course, they go to Springwood, which is Elm Street town. And of course, they're followed by three delinquents that followed them that were hiding in the fan. Of course, they get one another to like get back to the shelter, but there's like weird things that happen at the circus that they're trying to get like a phone call to the place or something to let them know that they're coming back. The three delinquents encounters Roseanne Barr in a weird cameo. Like she loves them, she wants them to be their kids or something. And of course, her husband Tom Arnold is another character that cameos as a weird towny person. Yeah, it was very bizarre to see Tom Arnold and Roseanne Barr and as a weird cameo in this movie. Like that was just weird and out of nowhere. What you done, Dad? You say you were getting out, but you brought more. But on and on, just weird stuff happens in this movie. It's like the same thing as Jason Goes to Hell. It's weird, but it's entertaining. Like if Jason Goes to Hell, it's weird, but definitely weird and a little boring. But this one's more entertaining. One leads to another. They keep going back in circles because Freddy's the one that's putting them in limbo. They keep going, trying to get out of town, but they keep not. And of course, they go to Freddy's house, and then one of them goes to sleep. Carlos wakes up. He's in the dream. He's like in a. He goes out of his room, and he looks like he transfers into like a ghetto apartment area. And he's trapped in a corner, and then he encounters someone that calls him out, and it's his mom. And his mom smacks him and starts putting an ear thing into his ear, and it turns out it's Freddy possessing Carlos' mom. And he cuts his ear, and then he's deaf for a while. And then Freddy gives him like this earring egg that eats his ear out, like a virus, and it blows his head up. Pretty good practical effects, like a head explosion. And then get leads to another. You get this character Spencer who gets high watching a Johnny Depp PSA commercial, and Freddy kills him, which is funny that Freddy kills him twice. Johnny Depp. Of course, Spence is put into a video game, and it's a pretty funny, cheesy part where he's like in a computer graphic game where he's fighting Freddy and fighting his dad. Be like me, be like me. Yeah, the movie just goes weird and wacky and entertaining. Because the problem with the part five, it kept going back and forth. If it wants to be funny, it wants to be goofy, it wants to be goofy and funny, or it just want to be gothic and horror and scary. That was the problem with that movie because it did not know what the hell what it wanted to do. It kept going back and forth with that stuff. For this one, it is a full-on comedy, like how Seed of Chucky is a full-on comedy, but this is better than Seed of Chucky. I like this one better. Which I'll get to a rant about Seed of Chucky because that movie's awful. And I do not like the Glenn character. He's very annoying, which is the Chucky and Tiffany's son, daughter, whatever they want to call it, in the movie. That was just really stupid. I didn't like it. But of course, when these Nether Spencer gets tossed into a pit of hell, which it burns up and shreds his body through the TV. Freddy takes his soul, and he encounters John Doe again, and he gets killed by falling into a bed of spikes and stabbing him. And it's like his ghost is kind of telling Maggie what's going on. Like, hey, it's not a boy. I was never his son. And it's revealed that she is his daughter. And that was an interesting twist. Like, oh wow. Freddy had a kid in the movie. And they do a good job with the prequel stuff, like some of the prequel aspects in the movie, where Freddy is as a kid, and then also abused by his stepdad, who's played by Alice Cooper, for that one moment in the prequel story. It is a pretty cool. It's a pretty cool part to see Alice Cooper playing a creepy character and that abused Freddy in the movie. Of course, you get to the day that he gets burned by the parents that burned him. Of course, Maggie sees him killing her mom, and then brings him out of to the real world, and they have a vicious fight with a bunch of slashing, knife, weapon stabs, pinning Freddy to the corner, stabbing him with the glove, and then sticking a bomb into his chest and blowing him up. Really vicious, very cool. It is a goofy effect when after he says kids, and boom, it has like this 3D effects because the movie does have a 3D finale effect. Of course, it's revealed that these three sperm demon monsters were the ones that gave Freddy life and why he came back as what he is in the first movie. Because these three demon sperms, they're like flying in 3D and stuff. They were in his body the whole time. And of course, when you get that 3D explosion, they start flying in the air. It just looks really funny. I was laughing at the way that effect goes with Freddy's face, just like forming, like yelling, and it's like flying in the screen 2 times. Like another hit comes out of his mouth. And of course, yeah, that's how the Furies ended, and I thought it was a pretty solid ending. It was better than the fifth movie's ending. The movie goes by real quick, and yeah, I did like the cast. The movie was pretty good. Yappy Kodo was in the movie too. You guys know him. He was in the original Alien movie, directed by Ridley Scott. He was one of the characters. He was like one of the stronger characters in Alien, and I think he was in one of the Bond movies too. Never Let Die, Live and Let Die. That movie. He was one of the Bond villains, and he appeared in a lot of movies. But it was cool to see him in the movie, and he even has that. Oh yeah, I forgot that scene with him and Freddy. Freddy, like, he has a bit of a fight with Freddy, and then Freddy gets up and starts cutting his fingers off and say, "First they start burning. They burned me. Second, they tried burying me. Third, they tried holy water, but I keep coming back." Which is a pretty funny dialogue. But all in all, out of all the comedy horror movies like they did with Halloween Resurrection and Seed of Chucky, I would pick this one because this one I have more entertained with it. This one goes 5 quicker, and it's not boring or not bad to me because I really enjoyed this film, and the cast were not that bad. Lisa Same played a pretty solid final girl, which was revealed that she's like Freddy's daughter. Pretty good twist, and yeah, the movie just doesn't feel bad to me. Like, it doesn't feel annoying to me. It doesn't feel like a piece of crap at all. Cause come on, when we like to watch these movies more than Halloween Ends, because that that movie's an abomination. These movies are more watchable, and especially with Freddy's Dead. That I'm doing this review of Freddy's Dead Final Nightmare, which is the sixth film in this franchise. I really enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I thought Robert Englund was good in the film. I thought he looked like he was having a lot of fun with the film. Like, he wasn't like miserable. He wasn't like bored of the film. He was like, you could tell like this was straight up like, it was a bit comedy. So like, yeah, it is a comedy because it's not going back and forth with the scary shit that they keep going back and forth. Like, is it gonna be a comedy? Is it gonna be a scary movie? It's gonna be a scary movie? Because I hate that crap. Just make it a comedy if you're gonna make it a goofy movie. If you're gonna make another scary movie, just make it scary. Don't go back and forth with that crap like they did with the fifth one. That's why the fifth movie sucked. And the fifth movie was bad and boring. But I did like the movie. I did enjoy it. I did like the song at the end. I forgot who sang it. It was kind of sounded like Billy Idol a little bit, but I don't know. It might be wrong because I don't think it was him that sang that Freddy's Dead song. But there was a pretty good song that opened in the movie. That was sung by Goo Goo Dolls. I forgot the name of the song, but it was a cool song that opened the film too. Yeah, I do enjoy this film, and I even have the poster of it. Pretty awesome poster. Yeah, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Of course, they have the poster on the DVD. I really enjoy it. I dig this film. And guess what? It's one of my favorites in the series. It's one of my third favorites in the series. And a lot of people hate this movie. No, this movie's better than Part 5. And it's even better than that awful Snooze Fest remake that put you to sleep. With Jackie O'Haley playing Freddy. I didn't like that movie. The cast were terrible in that film, except Jackie O'Haley and Clancy Brown were the only two good actors in that movie, in that crappy remake. But everybody else was terrible. Everybody else were just bad actors in that movie. In the fifth movie, it's just boring. It's literally just boring and terrible. but this one's better. But all in all, yeah, that's my review of Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, folks, from the 6th film in the series. Hit the like, subscribe, and take care, folks. Have a good day, everybody. Bye bye.